Hello and welcome to another episode of A Ghost in the Magazine. I'm Steph,
And I'm Elle.
And I'm Jay.
and this week's episode is Knights of Badassdom.
A film from 2014, which was
2013.
2013, 2014. It's still in the middle of Peter Dinklage in Game of Thrones, so I don't know what he's doing in this film.
Having a good time,
Having
obviously.
a fucking great time.
Right?
Being metal as fuck.
Being Mega Peter. I don't know their names in the show, in the movie. All I know is Jason Stackhouse is in it. Oh, I know Steve Van, but I don't know their names in the show. The movie. I'm like a grandpa.
I have Peter Dinklage, a McPoyle brother, the guy from the gloryhole movie, Abed from Community, and then Jay put in Summer Glau from Firefly.
Okay. The guy from the Glory Hole movie, that's Jason Stackhouse. I don't know what his in real life name is. He's always going to be Jason Stackhouse.
He's the gloryhole guy for me.
So the wizard, the guy, he's called Eric in the movie. I was like,
Oh.
where do I know him from? And I realized, oh shit, that's the dad from the Diary of the Wimpy Kid movie.
I never watched that. I don't know. He's in a lot of movies, though, I feel like that guy is.
Mm-hmm. He's one of those faces that you see him in a lot of things, you just don't know his name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's play a fun game called Did Steph Take Notes on This Movie?
Steph did not.
Steph did, but only two. Do you want to know what they are?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. One is, it's a sativa, dude, and bong rips cure broken hearts. First of all, and then yas, demonic syphilis, and that's it.
This movie is just so metal. I also love that it was shot nearby in Spokane, Washington, which
Oh shit.
makes me so happy. And they've got the hogs that come in that are the paintball cops. That's exactly the reason why I'm not on dating apps in Eastern Washington, because that is what all the men look like. All those fucking toe-headed hogs, yeah.
So on these dating apps, is it either LARPers or hogs?
I
Or
have
is it just
not really
hogs?
seen a lot of LARPers, to be fair. It's just mostly hogs.
Bummer.
Yeah.
I find the terminology interesting because in the UK, if you were to say he's got some hog on him, that boy, it means one's
Dick.
penis.
Yeah. I mean,
So you calling these guys hogs, it's like, are you calling them a dickhead or what?
yeah, as
I mean-
well. I think it has two meanings. I also mean that they are fucking swine. Both things.
That's an
Swine.
insult to swine.
Huh?
That's an insult to swine.
Oh yeah, because some piggies are cute.
Some are, but these ones aren't. I'm not
So-
interested.
The way this film opens with the guy getting like the face hugger book, and he gets like, are they was it just like tattooed onto him, or were they like melted into his flesh,
It
like
was
the
bitch
words?
slapped. Bitch slapped by the book into his skin.
He got
'Cause
bitch slapped, yeah.
After that, I was just like, this is like, it's like whenever your Wi-Fi drops down a bar, but you're watching The Mummy, and it's that guy that has all the writing on his face.
That guy's way cooler.
Mhm.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Respectfully. This movie is
Yeah.
ridiculous. But Jay loves it.
It was great. I watched it at work.
Yeah, the lore in it though, like, let's be, at least it was consistent.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
a lot of horror movies with a lot higher production value don't even bother being as consistent with the lore. They actually found John Dee was an occult writer, but he was also like Queen Elizabeth's astrologer. So he's a person that exists, but they're like, here is this lost book. So they did a little lore building there. They didn't have to account for whatever was in the lost book because they said it was a lost book and nobody really knows what's in it and like what it does except for like these things. And then
Except this skinny guy who jacked off to a D&D book who just so happens to speak the language it was written in.
Right,
Enochian
yeah.
at that.
Enochian, yeah, which we all know from Supernatural. But I remember when he started reading it, I was like, that doesn't sound like Latin. Like, because John Dee would have written in
No.
Latin. Most occult books are in
Mhm.
Latin. And I'm like, that does not sound like a Latin. It must be Enochian. And then, like, a little bit later, oh, yeah, that's what it is.
And then it's interesting because like Enochian is like the angel language. They're
Mhm.
like, oh, demons do what they want. So ta-da, surprise. That's neat for it being
Well,
so silly, like the movie.
yeah. Yeah. Well,
That's neat.
I mean-
demons are fallen angels, so
Exactly. Like you try to summon an angel, you might get one from up there.
you might get
Yeah,
whichever one.
you're not
Someone in between.
specific about which neighborhood you get your angel from. Not great value angels, Jay.
50-cent angels. 2 for the price of 1 angels.
Mm,
Walmart angels.
There were
Yeah,
parts
that
of
was
this
great
though that reminded me a little bit of Jennifer's body, like the woods and
Mhm.
like the demon succubus out in the woods. It just gave me Jennifer's body vibes a little bit.
Ghoulies. Because of the big monster at the end.
Mhm.
That
Reminds you of
wasn't
what?
sexy. Ghoulies.
Ghoulie?
It reminded me of there used to be a web series called The Guild, which was about like a group of people that played World of Warcraft, but they all had like really shitty jobs. Your girl from Supernatural was in it, the redhead.
I'm like, which one? Oh, Charlie.
Mm.
Felicia Day.
Felicia Day, yeah, she was in it, yeah. But it's that sort of like the costumes look kind of cheap, which the costuming in this film was fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
That's where the budget went.
Peter Dinklage is expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Like probably
coin.
at this time.
True.
Yeah. Don't sleep on Peter.
Not to
He costs
mention,
money.
like that's also the heyday of Always Sunny. So the McPoyle brother probably was pretty hot real estate as well. Just saying.
Mhm. You're right. I'm wrong.
I love that it's about LARPing, first of all, because that's really funny
Me
for
too.
me as a D&D player. I just like they really are the next level. And it's hilarious. The metal thing, like the bad boys could never write "Your heart sucks my soul." Okay, they just couldn't write that. The bad
I
boys could
can't
never.
explain to you. I can't explain to you how hilarious it is to see this man as like a metalhead who writes his own music, because I'm literally in the last season of True Blood, and in the show Jason Stackhouse is like, I mean, he's a fuck boy. He's like that American Pie.
that-
He ends up being a cop. He's always shirtless. He played football in college. But I mean, Jay, did you watch Glorious? Because that was a good departure for him.
It
That was like a good
was.
middle ground.
Did not.
True Blood
You
No.
need to
is.
watch it. It's actually like a surprisingly good movie too. Like
It was very good.
this isn't like a genius movie, but it is a good time. And that's why I love it.
It knows exactly what it is. It doesn't treat itself too seriously. It doesn't treat itself too fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Like it
And he
goes
does
hard
that
in
with
some
nerd
elements.
Like they're committed to the bit, like with their nerd voices, and
Mhm.
like literally.
My
I'm
mom
trying to
made me
think
this mace.
that I was like, I wish I could come up with a specific example, but El coming in clutch. That
I had so many lines were so good though. Like him in that getting mad at his girlfriend's like dad about it was like, no, it was black and then we went through a sludge phase and now it's more doom.
yeah,
Talking about
that
Mhm.
is so good. I love that so much. I'm like, oh,
I
the
was laughing
dedication.
so hard.
The guy that's with him with the beard and the bald head, he's sort of a tall dude.
Brian
He
Posehn.
was a regular with the Big Bang Theory towards the end of that show.
Ew. I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
not a fan, sorry. My dad binges that show and it's not fun for me. But
But it's like
He-
I love
everyone
it.
who is in this movie in some way has gone from strength to strength since, which is really interesting. Did they actually get John Dee's book, do you think?
No. I don't think that exists. I'm a level 26 wizard, buddy. Like that line too.
Oh dear.
I think he deserves level 27. I'm just gonna put it out there. I think he deserves it.
Yeah.
I think he earned it.
I
Okay.
think the writers deserve something here. Like the fucking lines. Oh my god.
Not gonna lie, this really makes me want to LARP. I'm not gonna lie.
Honestly, yes, 100%.
If we could get an entire Sage meetup, like I would want to LARP.
Yes.
And I think everybody would.
Let's just get a campground and LARP. Fuck it.
Yes.
No
We have to
demonic
finish our
syphilis,
goal.
though. I'm saying no demonic syphilis, okay?
Absolutely not.
Oh
I
yeah,
cast
no.
against demonic STDs.
We have been to ye olde STD clinic and got a bill of clean health from the wizard.
Not ye old. I will drink whatever potions, whatever, no matter what they taste like, to prevent
Oh
that.
my god. It was the potion of resurrection, and your man jumps in. He goes, "It is done." I love that guy. That guy put his whole like game master ussy into it.
You're talking about a McPoyle brother, I believe.
Yeah, the guy with the bandana. Yeah, him.
Also, speaking of like getting fucked up in potions and stuff, our boy here, you know, there's a fungus among us. That's what he let us know.
That was my favorite. Like this guy, I would party with this guy. Okay,
Me
so hard.
too.
He was like, "Let's fucking go. We're getting ye old shrooms. We're gonna do the thing." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm there. I'm so there. Let's do it."
It was never explained how he got the money for his house, right? His castle.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
it was
won
just
the
like-
lottery.
Oh, he won the
Okay,
lottery. Right. Okay.
Accidental millionaire. I don't know what the girlfriend was bitching about. Okay, the man has a job. The man has a place to live. Let him have his hobbies. Get over
Right.
yourself.
I wish more men had hobbies, for fuck's sake, instead of like depending on me to entertain them.
Or just be up your butt while you do your own hobbies. Get away from me, second skin.
We had problems with that, yeah.
Yes, I'm totally unique. I'm not another fluffy-haired gamer boy.
We like those, okay?
Yeah, at least if you have a hobby, we don't have a problem with you. It's just like, I don't care if it's gaming, just have a hobby. Like, don't expect me to entertain you, and don't like want to come on the podcast and not fucking do anything because you're a bitch. And make me have to edit for 3 hours.
Okay, so anyways, the formula is hot girls love boys with hobbies. We could even have a hobby room where, like, you know, all our shit lives, and we're like, is it hobby time? Great. And that's, in my opinion, that's quality time. You're in your corner, I'm in my corner, and periodically we meet up to high five or touch butts or whatever. That's great. I love it.
Parallel play is what it's called, and it's very healthy in a lot of relationships.
That's all. That's what Christina Aguilera was
100%.
saying about what a girl wants.
Perhaps the pages of your monster manual remain stucketh together.
It sounds a lot like the monster book top.
Sounds a lot like he's using his monster manual as like a Chuck Tingle novel. That's all I'm saying.
I think more like a Playboy, yeah.
Well,
I mean,
and that is the very definition of if you love something too much, it will leave you.
Oh no.
Also, if he's a monster fucker, he'd get along here, because just saying.
Steph, I hate to tell you this, but you left the call the other day, and Elle and I went on about Hellboy 2: The Golden Army, and about how Abe Sapien is basically the guy from Shape of Water, because Guillermo del Toro directed both, and they're both played by Doug Jones.
Fuck off! I knew exactly where that was going as soon as you said Hellboy 2, okay? Fuck you, first of all. And second of all, they're different. It doesn't matter that they were played by the same guy. They're different.
They both have.
Shut
No,
up, Jay.
I'm giving up. I'm stopping. I'm stopping.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
As you should. As you should.
What was with the fucking green monkeys? What is that in LARP or D&D? Like, did they just need cheap outfits? Was that it?
It must have been. I'm just guessing that it was like a discount thing because I've never seen green monkeys in D&D really. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know her.
Did they go to a store and be like, "Hey, do you have any Beast Boy cosplays?"
Well, he
Maybe.
said it was like like he tricked those guys by saying it was like an improv class or
Mhm.
something like that.
And
So
then your
it's
guy
shady
lost
all
his
around.
jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I liked that scene.
That was
Did.
one of the few instances of like CGI, and it wasn't too bad.
It was literally so like instantaneous. She was just
Yeah, it was
like,
like,
jaw's gone.
Somebody said "fuck you" and the mustache you wrote in on, and I was like, "It looks like
Peter
hot
Dinklage did.
mustache." Yeah,
Mustache,
hot
right?
mustache
That's
rides
all I
here.
heard.
Yeah.
Peter Dinklage saw in the moonlight when he was on shrooms. He saw the true face of the succubus and started running towards her. Jumped
He
on the
was on a
picnic table and shouted, "Fuck you and the mustache you wrote in on!" And then she just moved out of the way, and he went on his arse.
He's
so
the
good.
hero, you know.
He believed he could, and
yes,
so
he
he
did.
tried.
Why would you comment on someone's arse whenever they are within earshot of you?
Well, if they're evil, does it matter?
I
No, but it
mean,
wasn't her. It wasn't her that I'm talking about. It was Gwen, the girl from Firefly.
yeah, that the whole
And it had,
thing was gross with that. Like there was
yeah.
so much commentary on her body that like I would have been throwing punches, which is probably why I don't hang out with LARPers.
Yeah.
And I think they tried to redeem it at the end of the film whenever the two survivors are playing like the bass and his guitar, and he's like, "You're a shit bass player," and she says, "Yeah, but I'm hot though." And it's like, just because she says it does not mean like it's redeemed.
But it's okay if she says it
Oh, it
because
is.
we love
It
hot
is.
girl.
Yeah,
We do.
absolutely.
And what I noticed, I liked that interaction. It didn't say that they like get together or anything in the end things. And I really appreciate that. Okay. I really, really do. That she can just be her own badass self. And he is broken up with his ex and they don't put them together. I thought that was a nice little nugget.
It was great. Yeah. And they only have really one kiss, and it's a very quick like peck. It's not like a tongues
Yeah.
down throat sort of thing.
Yeah, which again, departure from Jason Stackhouse because literally he hit everything with a pulse. Okay, everything. And I'm not slut shaming because do what you do.
Didn't the gay priest in True Blood, wasn't his last words like,
I love you, Jason Stackhouse?
yeah, and everyone was like,
before he,
what the fuck was that about?
he tried to buy Jason. Like he tried to buy ownership of Jason. This show's psychotic.
This movie.
Yeah, this movie, not True Blood.
The main plot of it is like they get this book, they accidentally summon a succubus from hell, and then the succubus starts killing people, which they are not prepared for because they are LARPers. They have foam swords, you know, and then they they eventually come to this showdown at the end that is funny, although like I thought that they were gonna like bring everyone back and it was gonna be like, oh, the spell was reversed, but no, everyone did die that died. That was interesting choice there.
That was good. I like it.
Yep.
Make me a bad person.
I also loved all of the metal references, like King Diamond, the Battle of Evermore, that's a Led Zeppelin song, the Dead Metals of Bodom, or Children of Bodom, it's like a Manowar cover without muscles. The Temple of Syrinx, which is from a Rush song. Ashes in Your Mouth is a Megadeth song. So they were peppered in throughout the whole thing. So it was kind of funny. Also just because they were so nerdy. They were so nerdy.
It's like someone looked into Elle's psyche and was like,
Yeah, because there's a
"You
bunch
know
of Lord of the Rings shit in
perfectly
here
what she'll
too.
enjoy."
Yeah.
Literally, they just needed some Star Trek shit.
Yep. That's all they would have needed.
Well, they got your girl from Firefly. That's close enough.
I never actually watched that, so.
I didn't
You
either.
don't need to.
Okay, so we unfortunately lose a lot of the main characters, like the main group, and in the end we're down to Joe, I guess. Jay wrote it down, so that's Glory Hole Man. Glory Hole
Yes,
Man's name
Jay
is
said
Joe. Yes.
Joe.
And then there is
the berserker Gunther.
yes, which he was a
Gunther's
funny
cool.
character too. I love that he never
Was-
came out of game.
Yeah.
Apparently there were 2 actors for Gunther. The one that like does all the voices, and the guy that plays Luther in Umbrella Academy was like his stunt double.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
What the
yeah.
fuck?
Oh, cool. Why did he need a stunt double? He
I
seems
don't know. It says on the wiki it's like Gunther number 1, Gunther number 2.
maybe for when he needed to use the bathroom. He just
Maybe.
had a
That's what I wanted to talk about. Where the fuck was Gunther during all that? He ran off to the battlefield and like they went there and back, there and back, there and back before he got to the battlefield.
Maybe he got lost. They didn't have a map.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And the map was awful according to the McPoyle
Oh,
brother,
fuck.
which I think he's Ronnie Kwok because he's the one whose paladin got demonic syphilis.
Yes. Wait, what's a paladin?
He's
Like
a
a
paladin is
soldier.
a soldier,
knight.
but it's like a religious order, so it's kind of like a monk soldier. They have a they
Oh.
usually have like some kind of a like agreement with God or like a god, in the D&D pantheon.
Mhm.
So
It's like
Well,
the
I think
Knights
they need-
Templar.
I
yeah.
think they need to pray a little harder to prevent against the syphilis.
He
I'm
shouldn't
sure
have
you could
been-
exercise that out. That exercise the syphilis out.
It would just depend on like, the rules that the DM was playing by and like how you got
Savage
rid of it.
rules.
Yeah.
He's just gonna pray the syphilis away.
That was not work. Yeah. So at the end we have, Ronnie Kwok makes it, which I was surprised. Like I didn't think he would.
Didn't make it.
Well, to the end, to the final battle,
Oh,
he dies
yes, yes,
during the
yes.
battle.
Yes.
He is taken during the battle.
I
Brave
have
soldier.
a theory about this. I think they only had enough money to pay Peter Dinklage and Abed's actor for so long. And that's
Yeah.
why they got immediately. Although I will say
Probably.
Abed's actor makes a joke during like the fight with the gorillas. He's like, "Oh, surprise! The brown guy gets killed first."
Yeah, I like that. He's like,
And
all
then
right,
he
go
did,
ahead.
and then he didn't get killed first. It was Peter Dinklage.
Which I do think that might have been a money thing.
Yeah. Yeah, makes sense.
Because he was
100%.
definitely the star power in here. But like that fucking ending, this scene. My
So
boy.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
The power
Stef,
of metal.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. It was he looks at the succubus and he puts his hand up and he does this. I'm just saying, if that wasn't intentional, fucking gold.
He
Terrible.
probably did that, and then they realized it, and they were like, "Do that? We'll keep that one."
Yeah.
Yeah, that fucks. I like it.
I love that when they like ran out of like faces and books to read, they're just like, "Let me sing this song that I wrote that's kind of like this."
Mhm.
I don't know. Okay. I enjoyed the scene, but I'm not gonna lie. If we're if this it doesn't make sense.
No. It knows what it
As
is.
fuck.
It knows what it is.
It doesn't make any goddamn sense. But he said, you know what? Let me put my chest. Let me see it with my chest. Okay. And it was gonna work.
The design of the succubus whenever they like got powered up, that was pretty good, I thought. Like it was prosthetics.
Mhm.
And like you weren't expecting something fantastic from the rest of this movie. Like,
You had the dragon that the LARPers made that was so fucking like scuffed looking. That was
mhm.
and the
Hey, they
noise.
did the best they could.
The paper mache still wet. Don't be a douche, Lord, and hit the wings.
Oh my god.
Like, I just want to. Whoever wrote this, I love you. Like, be friends.
So good.
You're my
It
best
wasn't the
friend.
cat. I'm your best friend.
And these writers, they're your best friend now too. We are a group of
Mhm.
best friends. They have to be our best
Okay.
friends.
Okay, I'll share. Just because I had a good time watching this, even though it was ridiculous.
It
I love the Breakfast Club roundup at the end of this film where it's like such and such went on to become president of the United States.
Gunther
The
never lost
medieval
a game.
times, yeah, the medieval times restraining order still stands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
I also love that they bring out a potato gun when they're fighting it at one point, which that is very fucking Eastern Washington. I played with those all the time as a young
Really?
teenager in Eastern Washington. Hell yeah.
That's so
Spray
interesting.
spray deodorant in the bottom of it with a lighter,
go.
with a barbecue lighter, you blow the potato out of it.
I want to
Jesus.
shoot a potato gun.
I'll see if I can find one. If we could do that out in
Yeah.
the woods when you're here.
Yeah.
Just, you
We're gonna
you
be
both
in the
you-
woods.
you both on your road trip, just like not even out in the countryside, but in a city with the potato cannon,
Over.
like aimed at the Seattle Space Needle, just like
Yeah,
see
no,
if you can get it on the
I'm
top.
not doing that. The Seattle cops are notorious. Like, I'm not doing anything that gets on the side where, especially with Stef, I'm not doing that. No.
No, I'm not going on vacation to go to jail, but I do want to shoot a potato gun. I'm not gonna lie, if there was an optional setup for me to shoot a potato gun at a Tinder boy, I would take it. I would take that shit right in the face.
I mean, you said you were gonna turn Tinder on when you're up here.
I sure did, and I sure am.
As someone who has been using Tinder a lot more often, it's not so bad.
Nope, you're a boy. You're a boy. You don't get to say. You don't get to say. You're a boy. No.
It's not. It is bad in Ireland. Not so bad in America.
Oh,
It's just for funsies. It's not for serious. We don't do that here.
sucks
You know
to
who
be
doesn't
you.
have a life? The wizard Eric, who is now a level 27 wizard.
Yeah, dude, whatever. He has a great life. I want to be a level 27 wizard.
Now, did they get the essence of Washington right in this film?
Eastern Washington for sure. Like that dry scrub pine forest. That's how, like, that is what the side of Washington that doesn't get the rain looks like. It's just like dry. And then whenever there's not those like pine trees, there's just sagebrush. And so, yeah, I would say there's two Washingtons, there's two Oregons, and Eastern Oregon and Eastern Washington may as well be Idaho. So it's very
it's
different.
potato.
Honestly, people are always like, how quaint, you're an anarcho-communist in Washington state. I'm like, I'm from Cowshit, Washington. You have no idea what it's like out here. Being an anti-fascist is putting a fucking target on your back out here. But
You know what else puts targets in your back?
Being a
Demonic syphilis.
paladin with demonic syphilis.
Yes! Literally, because he gets stabbed through the back.
It's better than being stabbed in the throat, like getting knife thrown at the throat. I'll pass. She threw that knife at Guy's throat.
mhm.
I don't want that. I don't want it.
I mean, of all the things that happened to people in that thing, I think the worst happened to Abed.
Yeah.
Not
well,
only
yeah.
did he get like torn and splattered all over walls,
Everywhere.
it was also a public bathroom.
Yeah.
That's the last
He
thing he
became-
tasted was the floor of a public bathroom.
He became one with the bathroom floor spooge. What a way.
I mean,
Rip, bro.
if there's one place to get scared shitless,
Oh, come on. He
He
locked
did.
the door, but like he should have just sat down on the floor and been fucking quiet. Like, sit
Mhm.
on the floor. Because he
Mhm.
slipped and made a noise, that's how she knew he was in there. She wouldn't have fucked around and found out if you
We
just sit down.
can we have a moment of appreciation for this actress because she had fucking range in this film.
And she didn't even say much. She just imitated
No.
people.
Oh, that was cool though. It was like watching the succubus like learn from people. It's like she was almost like that she was adopting their speech patterns or something to like
Yeah.
pass or lure people in, you know. The fairy's experimental wife.
Right?
Sprite's experimental wife. Yes.
Oh, let's talk about that. I love that shit. I love that shit. Okay, because I thought it was funny that they added that tidbit in where she's pissed because she's like, you wanted to experiment, you wanted to do this, and he's like, you weren't supposed to meet her without me, which is a valid thing. But then she's walking through the woods, and I'm gonna say this as like a bisexual person, I'm not smooching a random. I don't
That's
care
what
how
I
hot.
was saying. That's a man thing. I'm not doing
It-
that.
It is very
No.
much a man thing. Agreed. As I put in the notes, a man has two heads and only enough blood to run one at one given time.
Right. Even though I just got done saying my sister said I'm no better than a man, I just be looking. I don't be smooching.
Exactly. Like I don't
mean-
I look, but I don't want you to touch me. Like
No.
don't touch me.
I don't even want you to perceive me. I just want to perceive you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, the succubus's second victim, the guy that was like, you're marching up the wrong battlefield, sister.
I love that.
Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. But also, like, did he lose his group or was he like out dogging or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
He was just like, hark, I hear more elves.
I really want to LARP.
I just love how nerdy this
You wanna
all is.
LARP?
It's so great.
Yeah.
I do too. I want to LARP. I want to
LARP?
fucking dress up. I want to cosplay at least. Like
Yeah, I'm
LARPing,
definitely like fair for sure. Doing
LARPing
it.
feels to me like camping without the creature comforts.
well, we could still
Yeah.
have the creature comforts. Fuck it.
Yeah, and you could just be whoever you want to be. And then I think of LARPing. I think of that episode of Supernatural with Felicia Day in it because she was a queen, and it was a really good episode.
Can
wanna
we
LARP.
I just
Can-
want to yell
can-
lightning bolt and throw things at you.
lightning bolt? Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt, lightning bolt.
Spell of protection.
Can we LARP our Call of Cthulhu campaign?
Yes.
Like, can I just walk around with like one of those like giant mascot heads on, but it's the Burger King?
Yes. But I have to figure out how I could be 12 inches tall.
Steph just has to get dressed up. And I mean, she's
Yes.
Jessica.
I'd have to
Jessica.
get very small.
Jessica. And Mel just shows up as like, hey,
It's just Mel.
it's just Mel. I'm done. You guys finish
You
off this episode.
traumatized me. You traumatized me. I need a moment to recover. I need some smelling salts.
I do love how like the hogs
Healing
come in.
potion.
They're adults still picking on nerds. It's not that I hate hogs aesthetically, which I do, but I hate their behavior. And that is like they never leave high school. It is so spot on, the people that live out here. And
I mean, guys like that, they you know, the reason that they never grow up is because high school was like the peak of their lives.
yep.
Yeah,
They're not
and they
going
have
to college. They were like high school athletes. They were so popular. They don't grow out of that. They yearn for it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's put all of those guys on an island and take away their access to the internet.
And then get
They're-
potato guns and terrorize them.
Right?
They're
Okay,
the-
then we're gonna make a business. We're gonna make a business of tour boats of just women and give them potato guns and be like, whoever shoots the most chuckleheads gets a prize. Right? We'll
Steph,
make a lot of
this-
money.
This society that you're planning, it's sounding a lot like that one Rick and Morty episode, Gazorpa Gazorp.
Yeah. It is. Yeah. Yeah, Jessica.
But I've just realized Jessica. I've just realized that these two sets of people, the Hogs and the LARPers, they're trying to do something very similar. It's the Hogs are trying to recreate the feeling they had in high school because their real lives are so shitty.
Mhm.
And the LARPers are trying to escape from their real lives because their lives were so shitty.
Yep.
And they want it to be better. They want to capture some of that like essence that the Hogs had in high school.
Right, but one is healthy,
escape.
albeit, you know, nerdy, and one is shitty.
Yeah.
And the perfect marriage of the two is Gunther.
Gunther's
is
never
a
out of game.
no.
I do want to say one more thing. My dude using a fucking ritual horn from a fucking temple because he loses the horn of battle. That is a bad thing to do when you have a demonic entity running around out there, bro.
Yeah, it is.
They don't
The,
know.
They
know
just
I'm
like
not what
perfect storm this shit, and I love it.
representation is fine. I don't know how hard they had to like shoehorn in like this guy's Jewish. It's like he has black curly hair. He wears the skull.
He's wearing
He
a
wears like the
yarmulke.
skull cap,
Yeah.
and he's like, yeah, I borrowed this horn from my temples. It's fine. It's fine. Representation is amazing. Like, one of the kings is in a wheelchair.
The ending of this movie is just the goofiest, dumbest, best ending, and I love it so much. And nothing is better. Like, I know it's stupid, but
It was
just
good. And Peter Dinklage returning as like a demonic knight. Amazing.
metal as fuck. Just the most metal ending.
it is. And I like that the power of song and a shiny rock is what did it. I
Yep.
love
And
it.
he repeats.
You know
he
how I feel about
repeats
shiny
the
rocks.
same- He repeats the same choreography that he does whenever he initially attacks Joe at the start in front of Gwen.
Mhm.
You know, he like slashes up his calves and he does it in the circle around him. It's
Fancy.
a nice little like looped finish, I think.
Yeah. I love this movie. I don't care how stupid it is. It is like just
Oh no, it's fun.
perfect.
It's a good
I would
time.
watch it again.
Yeah.
I would,
I've watched it
watch
3
again.
times now.
Say, I'd
Can
put that
we-
shit on in the background.
Can we make a drinking game out of this though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can. We can, and we could, when I figure out Twitch, we can do it on Twitch. I think that would be
Yes.
super fun.
Anytime someone leaves game LARPing without saying pause game, we drink. Anytime Peter Dinklage goes, does that half smile?
Well, that won't last long. He dies early.
Eh.
I mean,
But
he
that's
shows up
smart.
at the end to do it again. He can kill us at the end.
Okay, this was a good movie. I would watch it again. I don't really have any more commentary except for drop to the nether realms, bitch.
Oh,
And
that was
that's
so
where we
good.
finish.
I felt that in my jellies.
It's not overly horror-ish. You know, it's more of a comedy than it is a horror, but like you'll have a good time with this film.
Okay, you can find this podcast on the interwebs at ghostinthemagazine.site or on Twitter at GITM Podcast. You can find me on Twitter at WitchXQuitting.
And you can find me at Nocturnical.
And you can follow me at J Raverty Poet.
Okay, bye.